What's up, everybody? You're very welcome along to today's watch along here on Mundo Sporto. Leicester City at home against Chelsea in a game that will probably have a lot of impact on the top four race. There's a lot of talk that if Chelsea don't get a result today, that'll be bye-bye for Frankie Lampard. I don't know if that's the case, folks, but you know, as always, I want to know your opinion on this. Team news is in as well. Vardy's out there warming up, which is good to see. I hope that you're all well. Let me just give me a thumbs up in the chat just to let me know that you can see me and we're all good to go. Vardy is on to Zora SH. Hi Craig, on the earlier video about Firmino, I think you don't need to replace him, but a striker forward give you something different. Yeah, look, that's a whole another ballpark, mate. That's a Liverpool stream. This is different. This is Mundo Sport, though. We stay on the fence on here. I'm going to quickly run you through the starting 11s for this one, ladies and gentlemen. Not sure what thing in studio is. Seems to be fine anyway. What? Not sure what thing in studio is. Thing. I don't know what thing. Oh. Yeah, there, bottom corner. I know what it is. 1 second. 1 second, Connor. I know what that is. Hello, everybody, by the way, and thank you for joining me. I will get through this in 1 second. There we go. There you go, Connor. I fixed it. I'm a legend. Do you know what I mean? How are we, everybody? We fixed the audio issues as well, which you'll be all delighted to hear. We figured out what that was, and by we, I mean Connor, because obviously I'm not intelligent enough to figure that stuff out. But look, how are you? Let's go through the starting 11s for this. One's a massive game, to be fair. And of course, don't forget to drop over and visit our friend Lee Chappie. He's doing a stream of this one as well over on his channel. Starting with the Leicester City lineup, obviously, Mr. 400 appearances. Kasper Schmeichel is in goal. Castagna, a right back. Fofana has recovered from the little knock he had. He's centre back alongside Johnny Evans and James Justin. Midfield, holding two today. Looks like Wilfred Ndidi and Yuri Tielemans. Then Mark Albright and James Maddison, Harvey Barnes and Jamie Vardy. On the other end, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Mendy, James, Silva, Rudiger, Chilwell, Kai Havertz is back in, Kovacic, Mason Mount, Christian Pulisic, Tammy Abraham and Callum Hudson-Odoi. So obviously Frank Lampard fancying the look of Abraham over Giroud for this one. As I did say when I started the stream, it's a massive game at the top of the top four ambitions, ladies and gents. So I want to know your take on it. Give me your score predictions. I can see that RSH is going for a 2-2. I like that one. Yusuf, how are you, buddy? Welcome in. And everybody else that's joining us. Yeah, this has just been a day from hell for me, ladies and gentlemen, but I hope that you're all well. And yeah, I'm on the lookout for a new laptop as well. Come on, log me in. There we go. Right, what else have we got? Had surround sound active, did he? No, what happened, John, was Skype had hijacked the audio, and it was just auto leveling it, so we couldn't lower down the volume. It just kept peaking it kept bringing it back up, and apparently this is an issue that Windows laptops have. Now, I've been a Mac user for years, so for me this was a first, but you know, it's all resolved now and we're good to go. So again, I do thank you all so much as always for your kindness and waiting for me, because I was recording a podcast that I didn't even get to finish. The lads Steve and Jack managed to finish that one. That'll be coming out soon. I've to record my preview later on Anfield Agenda for the game coming up against Burnley. So much yet to do, ladies and gents, but I appreciate you being with us. Eaton's Corner's going prediction 2-0 to Leicester. I'll take that, mate. I'm just going to have a quick look around here as well before we get started, just making sure that I'm up to date on everything. Right, let's see if we can get him to pay out on this one. Right, sticking a little sneaky bet on before we get going here, folks. You know me, I do like a little bet. Okay, where are we going? Right, what else we got? How long do you think Lampard is safe for? Tonight, by the sounds of it. I'd seen some whisperings earlier on that, you know, if he doesn't get a result tonight, that it could be bye Frankie Lampard. And again, I'm very intrigued to see what you guys think about that one. I don't know about, you know, Frank Lampard getting the chop. Was that fair? I don't know. Sorry, guys. Yep, there we go. All good to go. What are you putting on? Not sure what to put on today. I'm not sure what you mean by what. Is there somebody eating? Prediction 2-1 Leicester, says Michaela Prometheus. How are you? Welcome in. Hope you're having a fine day, said Paddy Stewart. Mate, I am having another day from hell. But you know what? My day always perks up a little bit when I come on and get to chat to you guys. And I get to watch football. So how can I complain? This should be a very intriguing game, this one. I mean, the King Power pitch was cutting up a little bit the last time I was watching Leicester after a bit of a heavy rainfall. But hopefully today we should be good to go. Scoreboard's there. I think the clock and all is ready to go as well. Let me just get all these ready. Right, Crosby, give me that one. Let me just check the first half clock. There it is, second half clock, first half. Right, we're good to go. I love it. They meant to bet on Mundo Sporto. Sorry, I was going for Vardy to score. Sorry, that's what I've gone for. Vardy to score was the little sneaky bet I just stuck on there. Didn't even have time to do any research on it, but yeah, I just went for a little sneaky Jamie Vardy to score. He hasn't scored in 4, so I'm backing him to score today. Craig has some fresh jackets. Thank you, man. I have been updating my jacket game and my hoodie game. You probably noticed me wearing a lot more Nike stuff over the past 6 months, and this is the power of branding with football clubs, isn't it? When Liverpool switched over to Nike, my allegiances went from my long-term love of Adidas, and I said, you know what? I'll go with Nike. I'll stick with Nike. So I've got a couple of new Air Jordan hoodies, a Nike Air hoodie, and a few other Nike bits and bobs, as well as all the Liverpool stuff, folks. But you know me at this point, when I'm calling these games, I'm going to call them straight down the middle. I am very intrigued to see what Chelsea show up today and how attacking Leicester are going to be, because Leicester are at their brilliant best, I believe, when they're on the front foot. So I'm very interested to see how this one pans out. The United fans said, nice setup, Craig. Thank you. You know, this is kind of redoing the other scene that we have from the other channel, and yeah, he's done a great job of it as always. Craig, do you still think Liverpool can win the league? Yusuf, not a question for this stream, buddy, but just between me and you, yeah, defo do, pal. Fabregas or Lampard? As a manager or a player? As a player, I would take Lampard, to be honest with you. One thing I always said about Frank Lampard, the footballer, was that, you know, he was reliable. He trained hard, worked hard, was always available. Fabregas, great footballer, but I'd say Lampard, to be honest. 2-0 Leicester, Bobby Barron's going with. I have a question. When is the NFL watch-alongs? We could be starting May for the divisional final, so we could be doing the Packers against the Buccaneers, and then we could be doing, obviously the other one is the Bills are away against the Kansas City Chiefs. So they're the two I'm hoping to get started with, the NFL watch-alongs. You know, me being a Packers fan, that's him against Brady, Rodgers against Brady is an absolute belter for me. I'm going to be watching it regardless, but we'll get to that, ladies and gents. Right now, we're about to get underway. The King Power Chelsea are going to be kicking off. I will do my best, as always, to take you through the game with some alternative commentary and hopefully a bit of fun along the way. And I'm going to call this one, as I always try and do, straight down the middle. If you are enjoying the stream though, folks, please do hit that subscribe button, drop a like on the video as well, and yeah, have a bit of fun. Let's sit back and see how the other title challengers get on. Players just taking a knee, and once they get up, the referee will blow the whistle and we'll get underway here. Right, we're underway, ladies and gentlemen. Immediately the ball goes back. Oh, he doesn't do the decent thing, Thiago. He turns, well, Thiago Silva that is. And now Chelsea launch the ball forward, and immediately straight in behind. I thought Pulisic was going to be in there. Ball straight over the top, and I thought Christian Pulisic was going to be able in, but Fofana does well, knocks it out behind. That'll be a throw into Chelsea right hand side. Again, I'm very intrigued to see the battle of the fullbacks in this game. Justin James, obviously, against Reece James down that flank. That's going to be an interesting battle. That time it goes out, it'll be a throw into Leicester City left hand side. Paddy, I'm the same, mate. I hope you're okay, but yeah, I'm the same, pal. It's been a shitty old time. But look, you're in with us now, buddy, so I hope that you're okay. Throw in again now, this onto Chelsea. They take it quickly, little one touch. James. Pressure on, he goes all the way back to his keeper. I'm still not convinced, you know, by this Chelsea keeper, the new guy. Not convinced by Mendy at all. Chilwell tries a run down that side. Now he goes to ground. Referee agrees that it is a free kick. So that's a free kick, Chelsea deep inside their own half. Ben Chilwell. I'm still getting used to seeing Ben Chilwell in a Chelsea shirt, I have to say. Particularly tonight as he's up against his old club. Thiago Silva now. Ball into midfield. Chelsea play it forward. Let's see how Kai Havertz gets on in this one as well. He's got the start today from his manager. So far it's been Chelsea completely just dominating the ball, and now Leicester starting to get their press underway. Thiago Silva again, ball out right hand side. You can see they're looking for that run of Pulisic in behind. Pulisic goes to ground here. Tammy Abraham now picks it up. He's left hand side of the Leicester City penalty area. Ball goes back. Chilwell, he plays it across Kai Havertz. Ball rolled across now out to that right hand side. It's just over hit. Chelsea turned that from a good attacking position into just trying to play a little bit too much. I think took too much out of the ball, and it's gone out for a Leicester City throw-in on that left-hand side. Interesting to see Rudiger get the start today alongside Thiago Silva. Thinking I did a UFC watch-along, buddy. I thought it would be a little bit earlier because it's in Dubai, but it's still a 1 a.m. start for that McGregor card, so I'm considering it, but you know, I haven't absolutely made up my mind yet. Ball back now at Mondi again. Pressure comes on again. Now look at the space he has there to chip that out to Chilwell in the left hand channel. Ben Chilwell now has a run forward for Leicester City. No, excuse me, for Chelsea. Of course it's Chelsea, Craig. He switched clubs. Albrighton. He has been a real mainstay, hasn't he? Albrighton, since he's come into Leicester. Like, he's always somebody the manager can rely on. I kind of think of him as Leicester's James Milner, if that makes any sense. In regards to the manager always looking at and believing that he can trust in him. Here goes Harvey Barnes now down that left-hand side. Good run by him. Again, Rudiger just about gets a foot in there. Now Chelsea take it away. It's been an interesting start. This will a few people losing their footing out there on the pitch. Maybe wonder if the surface of the King Power is still a little bit slippy. The Beauty Rooms is going for a 3-1 win to Leicester City, I think. Kovacic now rolls the ball back to Thiago Silva on the edge of his own penalty area. He rolls it across to Rudiger. Rudiger now takes a couple of touches. Again, Leicester seem to be allowing the centre-backs to possession. They still haven't started the press and he's quarter of the way up the pitch. Jeez, that's an awful ball though. Rudiger plays the ball into a space. There's nobody there and Kasper Schmeichel comes to gather it. 2-1 Leicester is what Rush Wars has gone for. Thank you, mate. Really appreciate your input on this one. Anybody else with a score prediction, feel free to lash it in. How much is the McGregor fight? I haven't looked yet, Scotty. I'd imagine it's probably about 25 quid, something like that. Fofana now. What a signing he's been for Leicester City. I was talking to Lee Chappie about this the other day. He's been absolutely spot on. Fofana again has this in the right back spot now. He's got options if he wants to go out to Castagna, who's hugging that touchline, but he decides to go back to Johnny Evans. Evans now out that left hand side. Here we go. Here's these little triangles that Leicester love so much and that work so well for them. Ball in behind, looking for the run of Vardy. Well defended by Leicester City, but it's brought back, or excuse me, by Chelsea, but it's brought back for a foul on James Maddison. This will give Leicester an opportunity to get one into the box. Neil Davies going for 1-0 to Leicester. How are you, pal? I hope that you're well. What's better for Liverpool? Actually, do you know what? What's better for me is that I take my medicine, isn't it, folks? Listen. I keep forgetting to take my medicine because I'm so behind in the day on my streams. I know if I don't take my medication, it won't be a great stream because Craig needs to take his tablets. Right, anyway, ball in from Barnes, left-hand side. Ooh, well defended by Tammy Abraham, and that'll go behind for the first corner of the game. There you go. Apologies about that one, but like everything else, I really haven't had a second today. I'm playing catch-up. Samira's going for a 2-0. I think that must be to Leicester City. I always think the home team's there first. So, corner anyway to Leicester, right-hand side. Let's see if they can work at him from this. Albrighton comes across to take it. Maddison's there as an option to go short, and he does give it to him. James Maddison now. Again, ball back in behind. Pulls it back. Oh, that was a set-piece routine. Strike! It's in! 1-0 Leicester City. 1-0 Leicester City. It's gone in off the post. Is it Wilfred Ndidi? It is indeed. Wilfred Ndidi with the strike to make it 1-0 to Leicester City. Nothing the keeper could do about that. It was hit with unbelievable force. It was weird because it was a set-piece routine that didn't work out, but the second part of it worked out. So Albrighton went short, played it to Maddison. Maddison is onside when he receives the ball back, so is Albrighton. They pull it to the edge of the box. I think Harvey Barnes missed it, but Ndidi, oh, what a strike. Wilfred Ndidi, take a bout. Left foot, edge of the box, outside of the foot. Oh, that's delicious. That is delicious. And that's 1-0 to Leicester City. That is a perfect start for Brendan Rodgers' side. Piles the pressure back onto Frank Lampard. It was a lovely strike from Ndidi. Outside of the boot, always gone away from the goalkeeper. Keeper didn't even move, and it's 1-0 Leicester City. Yep, Lampard's under severe pressure, folks. There's been rumours, there's been talk going around that if he doesn't get a result tonight, it's bye-bye Frankie Lampard. But, you know, we'll wait to see on that one. But that's Wilfred Ndidi's first goal since 2019, September of 2019. Samir's gone 5-1 prediction. I like it. Do you think Lampard will get sacked if Chelsea lose? That is the talk, buddy. But look, there's a long way to go on this. We're only 7 minutes into it, and it's 1-0 to Leicester City. Havertz now plays the ball to Kovacic. Kovacic under pressure, goes back to Ben Chilwell. Thiago Silva. This is the start that Leicester City will want. They want to get on the front foot. Reece James now on that right hand side for Chelsea. He goes back to Rudiger. I'm alright, Remy. How are you, buddy? Lovely to see you in. He's getting sacked in the morning. That's what AZ Shaq thinks. Obviously, I don't know, but I'm a neutral in this one. I don't really... I call them straight down the middle, so I'm not going to have any biases or bring my Liverpool bias into this. To me, both these teams are, you know, deserving of respect and are challenging up there for a top 4 spot. Leicester obviously sitting above us at the minute and third in the table. Albrighton goes back to Castagna. Castagna goes back to Kasper Schmeichel. How are you? It's Faster Tortoise too. Lovely to see you in, pal. Kasper Schmeichel now. He has a little look up. Goes out to Fofana right hand side. Fofana cuts back in. Tammy Abraham getting the nod today, as I said to you guys earlier on at the start of the stream, ahead of Olivier Giroud, which is a big show. Another free kick here. This time it's a foul from Hudson-Odoi. And again, a big opportunity for Callum Hudson-Odoi. He's been used mainly as a substitute in the games I've seen Chelsea playing, and you know he has impacted them. Obviously, there was a lot of talk about him potentially moving to Bayern Munich at one point, but I think he signed a new deal at Chelsea, if my memory is correct. Who scored, Cube? It was Ndidi, mate. Not somebody we thought we'd be saying that they scored, but yeah, Wilfred Ndidi with the opening goal. And now the onus is all on Chelsea. Fofana. Leicester City have worked out to this left-hand side now. Again, they go down the line looking for Harvey Barnes. He keeps it in near the corner flag. Reece James there with him. Harvey Barnes just plays it out off him. That'll be another corner to Leicester City. Let's see if they can work something from this one. We know they got the opening goal from the last one, albeit it was a routine that didn't go right, but you know, indeed he was there with the rescue. Johnny Evans is up. Well, I was only talking to Lee Chappie about him the other day. What a signing Johnny Evans has been. 3.5 or 2.5 million, something like that. And look at how good he's been for the ball in. Again, it's headed away this time. I think it was Tammy Abraham back there doing the defending. Albrighton plays it out, but Mason Mount takes it off him. Hudson-Odoi. Kovacic now. Chelsea still in that left back spot inside their own half. That's a nice ball from him into the space. Kovacic back into midfield to Hudson-Odoi. He spins it back. Now Chelsea working out right hand side. That was well played in fairness. I'm getting out from a tight situation. Again, that's the problem with Chelsea right there. You see the run from Abraham and Hudson-Odoi, but none of the midfielders were looking up to pick out the run. They move it out left hand side now to Ben Chilwell. Chilwell tries an early cross. Easy for Fofana to clear. Tielemans now. Jamie Vardy. He tries to play it into that left channel, but look, now they're caught out of position. Chelsea have a chance with an overlap down this right hand side. Cross comes in. Abraham chests it down. Again, well defended by Leicester, but you know, you'd expect your centre forward to do something a little bit better than Tammy Abraham did there. I mean, chesting it straight towards the Leicester player. We have a free kick here now, though. Again, this is a real end-to-end game. I'm liking the way this has started. I think we're in for a good game today. Yeah, I agree. Sooner or later, Lampard will get sacked, Mark. I never understood why they gambled so much with him. What I will say is they do have a director of football in there that will, or a sporting director, I'm not sure which exactly it is, that will have planned forward. So the players that they've brought in there, I think any manager in the world coming into a new club will be very happy to come in and get the likes of Kai Havertz, Timo Werner, and those guys as options. Yuri Tielemans now, right hand side. He tries to slip a little ball in down the line, little bit too much on it, and it goes behind. It'll be a goal kick to Chelsea. RSH14 said he shouldn't have gotten the job. He only had 1 year's managerial experience at Derby. Yeah, and, you know, a bit of a mixed bag there at Derby as well during his time. Again, my little pet peeve about football is that these days the cameramen just don't keep up with the game. They're too busy showing us the sidelines and we don't see what's going on. Right there, 1 minute it was a goal kick. Cameraman decides to go to Frank Lampard, turns back and the ball's on the halfway line. So it is now back with Monday, the Chelsea keeper. He gives it to Antonio Rudiger. Again, Leicester happy to let Chelsea have the ball in that final third of the pitch, and it's when they get it towards the halfway line that Leicester press really kicks in. Ball back now to Thiago Silva. Mateo Kovacic plays a nice ball between the lines. Havertz is a little flick. Chilwell dispossessed. Too many Leicester City players around him. Yuri Tielemans now. He rolls the ball across to Johnny Evans. Evans out left hand side to Fofana. All the way back. Excuse me, that was James Justin. My apologies. Kasper Schmeichel now. Waiting for his fullbacks to split to give him an option. Rolls it out to Fofana. Again, back with Kasper Schmeichel. Here comes the press from Tammy Abraham. Kasper Schmeichel chips it out towards that right-hand side, but Ben Chilwell wins it in the air. And again, we're back with Antonio Rudiger. Thiago Silva, all the way back. Bit disjointed this from Chelsea so far. I mean, with all the tools Frank Lampard does have at his disposal, they look to me like a team that doesn't really have a philosophy yet and don't really know what their best 11 is and how to execute whatever game plan it is that Lampard's putting out there, because no doubt there's a talented group of footballers, but for whatever reason they aren't clicking just yet. Oh, we'll be doing a watch along of that game tomorrow, Neil, don't worry. We'll be doing a watch along of Fulham versus Manchester United on here as well tomorrow. 14 minutes gone here at the King Power. It's Leicester City 1, Chelsea 0. That goal came via Wilfred Ndidi. James now cushions it down from his keeper, gives it back to Antonio Rudiger. Again, Leicester willing to just let Chelsea have the ball in that final third. Rudiger with a lovely crossfield pass to Ben Chilwell. Chilwell then to Tammy Abraham. And again, what was Abraham doing? He's given the ball away and now Leicester City have a chance to counter. Who give it straight back? It's a game of many passing errors so far, ladies and gents. Havertz to Abraham. He's muscled out of it. Wilfred Ndidi now. To James Maddison. Again, the ball keeps breaking because nobody wants to keep possession for longer than a second. Johnny Evans across to his centre-back partner. They work it out right-hand side. Here we go. Here's Albright now. Chance for Leicester City down this right-hand side. He cuts back, waiting for support. Again, he does well. Strike. Oh, crossbar from Maddison. James Maddison was a lovely, lovely attempt. Again, I'll take you through it. Mark Albrighton down this right-hand side. Yuri Tielemans makes a run, but he pulls it back to James Maddison, takes a touch, sets himself, clips the top of the bar. That's a great attempt there. If I'm correct, I think that's 2 games in a row now Maddison's had an attempt that's hit the woodwork. Am I crying? Why the fuck, mate? You know what? Today's not the day that I want to be dealing with people like yourself, so I'm not even gonna. You're not even gonna talk to you, pal. I'm just gonna fuck you out of the channel because you know what? I couldn't be arsed dealing with you. Either come in and be nice or piss off. It's as simple as that. 16 minutes to go, or gone. Excuse me. Ball worked out right-hand side from Kasper Schmeichel. Again, Albrighton involved in everything that Leicester City are doing. Again, they keep it in. Good work down that right-hand side. Cross is blocked. It drops. Tielemans hooks the ball back across. James clears. It falls to Ndidi. He heads it forward. Maddison. Chelsea managed to play their way out. Ben Chilwell now. He switches the ball across, but it's intercepted by a Leicester City head. Justin now down this left-hand channel. Oh, James comes in. Did he get the ball? I think the referee said he did get the ball and he signals a goal kick. Very good challenge, though, from the Chelsea defender. I thought that he'd mistimed it, but it seems as though he got the ball. Goal kick to Chelsea. Yes, he's crying on the Premier League trophy. Yeah, I'm using all these medals to wipe my tears away, mate. The Club World Cup, the Champions League, the Premier League, the Super Cup. So many things that are just wiping the tears away with. If this isn't a Liverpool stream or a Liverpool channel, by the way, so I don't even know why he's talking about Liverpool in here. We're here today to talk about Leicester City and Chelsea. So I've no idea what the lad's on about, to be fair. Unlike other people, I am capable of coming on and calling a game straight down the middle without bringing up my own club in it. So I'll continue to do that, and people like him can continue to kiss my ass. Throw in. Chelsea right hand side. How would you feel if Rodgers was to win the league? I'd congratulate them, mate. Same as anybody else that won the league. I always thought that Brendan Rodgers is a very good manager. I just thought maybe the first big job he got, the Liverpool job, maybe came a little bit early in his career, but I've always thought that Brendan Rodgers was a very good coach, particularly of young players. And I think he's building something very good here with good support from the ownership group at Leicester City. Ball switched across left hand side. Pulisic. I do like watching Christian Pulisic play football. I have to say, he's somebody I would have loved to have signed for Liverpool. I've said that on many occasions. Rudiger now for Chelsea. Again, he tries to pick out Christian Pulisic with a lovely ball. Pulisic now. He's waiting for support. Chilwell has him. Comes back to Kovacic. Again, though, you're not seeing the movement ahead that you'd expect from the calibre of footballers Chelsea have out there. Hudson-Odoi now. He pulls it back. Cross deep to the back post. Goes over everybody's head. Ben Chilwell has it. He recycles the ball back to Kovacic again. Nothing doing for him, so he comes inside, plays the ball to Thiago Silva. Antonio Rudiger, Chelsea centre-backs, deep inside the Leicester City half here, about 15 yards or so. Really trying to force Leicester back. Thiago Silva again. Kovacic drops deep if he needs him. Indeed, he does use him. Kovacic, again, he gestures as if to say, lads, where's the movement ahead of me? So he runs into the space, and luckily the ball breaks to Abraham, who plays it out right-hand side. Nice little 1-2. Now here goes James. James with a shot, touched away by Kasper Schmeichel. It was a cross-come shot, but I think Kasper Schmeichel had to get a little touch on it, and this will be a corner to Chelsea. Again, it was a nice little 1-2 down that right-hand side. Hudson-Odoi and James. James plays it across. It wasn't a great cross, but it was enough that Kasper Schmeichel had to get two hands on it and just push it behind to make sure. 20 minutes gone. I think this is Chelsea's first corner on this side anyway. I'm not sure if it's the first corner of the game. Mason Mount to take it. Here comes the ball in. It's flicked on straight at Kasper Schmeichel. It was a well-worked routine. Lovely pick out of Thiago Silva, who does what you can ask of him. Gets his head on it, heads it towards goal, but it was straight at Kasper Schmeichel, who gets two strong hands on it. Now Chelsea have the ball back and they're looking to continue this attack. Thiago Silva. Back to Mateo Kovacic. Again, he fires that ball into the left channel looking for Ben Chilwell. It's a little bit overhit and it'll go out for a Leicester City throw-in down near their own corner flag. Let me just get myself into my seat a little bit better. Again, it was a good run across the near post from Thiago Silva. He gets a flick on it, but Kasper Schmeichel was in a great position and just got two strong hands on it to push it away. You can't hate the man, Charlie. Damn right. Meh. That's my goat impression, by the way. Hey, sorry. Ball's up in the air. Thiago Silva again nods it down. Kovacic. Kai Havertz. Back to Antonio Rudiger. Chelsea starting to play their way into the game a little bit more now, but we know how dangerous Leicester City can be on the counter-attack with that lightning pace. Harvey Barnes, Jamie Vardy always looking to get in behind. And then you've got Maddison as well pulling the strings. It's a great opportunity there from Chelsea in the box. Kai Havertz just couldn't get the ball out of his feet and that ended up going through to Kasper Schmeichel. I mean, a bit of a mixed bag for Kai Havertz so far early on in his Chelsea career. Obviously, I think he's still recovering from the effects of COVID, but I think I'm right in saying he had COVID. But yeah, we haven't seen the form yet that we've seen at Leverkusen from him, but you know, he's still a very young footballer. That is important to remember. Oh, the goal impression was very questionable, wasn't it? I mean, it was more of a sheep, if we're being honest with ourselves here. but look, it'll do. Do you know what I mean? It's the best you can get out of me. Yeah, Kate, I think you're right. It'll be different fans, different days, different things. Keep an eye out later on Anfield Agenda, by the way, folks. The preview of the Burnley game will be going out. I'll be recording the rest of it just as soon as this is over. Thiago Silva plays it across to Antonio Rudiger. Quarter of the game gone here at King Power. It's 1-0 to Leicester City. Fofana has it back now for Leicester. He plays it to Johnny Evans. Evans goes out left hand side. Again, they're trying to draw Chelsea onto them here. Johnny Evans in possession. Tries a long ball over the top. It's a nice ball looking for Vardy, but fair play to the Chelsea goalkeeper. He was out covering the space in behind. He rolls it out to Thiago Silva. Havertz got very lucky there with a flick. Falls to Mason Mount now. Chelsea have a chance to stretch their legs. Mason Mount has Pulisic left hand side if he wants him. Gives it to him. Pulisic now. Just about protects the ball. Finds Mateo Kovacic. Options on the right. Callum Hudson-Odoi out there hugging that right touchline. He receives the ball now. Oh, lovely tackle. Lovely tackle from Justin. Again, they're exploiting this left-hand channel very well. Ball in looking for Vardy. Thiago Silva heads it away. Ball's retrieved again though by Leicester City. Maddison now. Good switch of play across right-hand side. Castagna. Tielemans. Back to Fofana. Again, nice football this. I say that just as Mateo Kovacic dispossesses Leicester. Again, that ball's offside. I don't know why the linesman's keeping his flag down. He's clearly offside. That's lazy centre forward play there. He should have held his run much better than that. I mean, I know the linesman kept the flag down because they wanted the game to go on, but he was going nowhere, so he eventually put it up. But it's lazy from Tammy Abraham. I tell you what, Harvey Barnes seems to have Reece James on toast down this left-hand channel. That's a couple of times now he's gone by him with ease. Do I know Esteemed Company? Yes, I do. I know Stephen very well. I've filmed with him a few times. He's a nice guy. Again, Albrighton, forces the keeper to touch that one over the bar. Again, they're not afraid to have a pop here, Leicester City. That's the second one from distance in. Actually, the third one if you include the goal, which it probably should. Yeah, third strike from distance. This time it's Albrighton getting it out of his feet and having a pop, and Mondi just touches that one over the bar. Yeah, the linesman rule frustrates me as well, Charlie, mate. Sometimes it's blatantly obvious nothing's coming into the attack and he was a mile off. Right, here we go. Maddison over the corner. I think it's the fourth corner if my memory's correct for Leicester City. Ball in. Deep again. Again, it's Tammy Abraham who gets a touch on it. Leicester will have a chance to get another crack here. Albrighton again. Little chip in. Again, it's headed away, this time by Thiago Silva. Mount chests it down. Look, Chelsea giving the ball away inside their own penalty area. Forces them, Ben Chilwell, into another good tackle. This is sloppy. Sloppy from Chelsea. How do I feel? PSG announced that Mbappe's leaving. I honestly haven't had a chance to even look to see if you're telling me the truth or not. And look, I've no reason to believe you're not. But I've no opinion on it, mate, until I know what's going on about it, to be honest with you. Maddison now coming across to take another corner. Well, if it's true, it'll be interesting to see where he ends up. Fingers crossed. Maddison with the corner. Ball in. Oh, again, well defended. And again, it's Tammy Abraham getting the clearance. Defensive work's been very good there from the Chelsea centre forward. Maddison. Ndidi. Tielemans. This will suit Leicester City just fine. They have the lead. Ndidi again. Nice little triangle that from Leicester City to free up a bit of space. Back with Johnny Evans. Fofana. Thiago Silva has it back for Chelsea. He plays the ball in field. Kovacic turns. Plays that left hand side to Chilwell. He's brought down. No, it's Pulisic that's brought down. Free kick to Chelsea just inside their own half left hand side. Chelsea are definitely struggling for consistency, Elijah John. Can Liverpool afford Mbappe's wages? I suppose the immediate answer, mate, would be no, but you know, Nike, Nike. I'm hoping, man. Look, we're allowed to dream as football fans, aren't we? Thiago Silva. His pass is a little bit misplaced. Gives Leicester City a chance again to attack down this left-hand side. Referee brings that back for a free kick. I think he may be about to book Kai Havertz. Yes, he is. Craig Pawson whips out the yellow for Kai Havertz. I didn't see the sending off ELC in the Spanish Super Cup against Bilbao. And I know they lost the game 3-2 in extra time. I've seen a lot of people say the sending off was a disgrace, but I genuinely haven't seen it, pal. "29 minutes on the clock here at the King Power. Still Leicester City 1, Chelsea 0. Again, welcome into everyone who's joining us for the first time. If you're enjoying the stream, please do hit that subscribe button. Amazingly, we've gone past 7,000 subscribers already, thanks to your amazing support. Maddison now with the ball in. Well defended by Rudiger. Pulisic tried to hook it away, but he's only managed to hook it out for a Leicester City throw-in. It's a good question, Kenneth. It's a good question, mate. And I'm not an avid watcher of Fake Taxi, mate, but it is a fair question. I mean, I also look at these situations myself, mate, and think, is this realistic or not? I'll leave that down to you, mate. I mean, you've probably got more experience in this situation than I have, particularly if you're going off the Kenneth Barlow from Coronation Street, who does like the ladies. But I don't know. I don't even know what the fares are like in the Fake Taxi, mate. So again, I'll leave that to your own decision making. Harvey Barnes again gets in down this left hand side. Ball crossed in. It's blocked off Reece James, and it goes out for a corner. Again, it's all coming down. They seem to be targeting Chelsea's right hand side and getting some joy down there, to be fair. Rod, how are you, buddy? I see you dropped into the chat as well. Lovely to see you, my friend. I hope the family are all well. Another corner here for Leicester City. 30 minutes gone. They go short, ball back, clipped in. Mondi comes and claims a good goal keeping that from the Chelsea number 1. Well, he's actually number 14, I think, but you know what I mean. Look at this. Kasper Schmeichel inside the centre circle, heading a clearance from the opposing goalkeeper. I mean, there's sweeper keeper and there's taking the piss, mate. That's Superman stuff there from Kasper Schmeichel. Rod, always lovely to see you win, mate. I see you've replaced your croissant and coffee emoji with a sunshine one, Rod. I could do with a little bit of that sunshine. Yeah, okay. I mean, I like to answer as many questions as I can. I mean, even if it's not my chosen topic, I like to try and give it a fair answer. Someone takes the time to write out the questions. The least I can do is give it a farewell response. Saeed, how are you, mate? Welcome in. Manchester United fan, nice to have you with us. It was indeed Alan with the goal, believe it or not. I know, you think Jamie Vardy, don't you? Maybe James Maddison, but no, Alan, it was Wilfried Ndidi, and it was a belter of a strike. Craig is pretty famous. I really amn't, mate, but he said a friend of mine who doesn't be online knew of me. Ball in. Oh, side netting. I thought Chelsea had equalised, but side netting there from Callum Hudson-Odoi. Are you the chippy guy on YouTube? Well, firstly, Mario, fuck you. Do I look anything like the size of that monstrous fella that did that brilliant chippy video? No, I absolutely am fucking not the chippy guy. Jesus Christ. Of all the things I've been accused of, Bates and Dara O'Brien, Humpty Dumpty, the fucking chippy guy? Seriously? I mean, I love the video, but God almighty, I look nothing like him. That's probably the biggest insult I think I've ever had. That's alright, Saeed. I mean, we can dislike each other's teams, buddy, and still be respectful like you have been there in the chat, sir. So you're always welcome in here, my friend. The chippy dude. Jesus Christ. I mean, oh God. One, I'm not English, so there's that. No, I'm the 7-2 dude. I think that's what I'll be forever known as, the 7-7-7. But honestly, like that of all the things, like that honestly, I think to myself now, how fat am I, really, honestly? I know I'm overweight and all, but I don't think I'm in that category, to be fair. Referee waves play on there, Leicester City player down, but he signals play on. Thiago Silva now carries it forward. Craig, what should my new non-league friendly team be called? Inter your ma. And I'm deadly serious. Vardy, I shits the bed, mate. How much money are you going to cost me, Vardy? Honestly. The amount of money that lad has cost me this season. He's clean through one-on-one there with the keeper. Tries to lift it over him and shits the bed again. Now, Inter your ma. I think that's a deadly team. I think that's a deadly team name. I've got a friend whose second name is Bern, and he calls his team Bern Munich, which is also good. Anyway, Chelsea on the counter here. Christian Pulisic, he's got Chilwell left side. He feeds it to him. Chilwell with an early cross. Abraham just about keeps it in on the far side. Kai Havertz now. He plays the ball across. It's well defended. Harvey Barnes pulls it away now for Leicester on that left-hand side. What do we think of Phil Neville, by the way, being named as Inter Miami as their second manager? Well, their new manager, but their second ever manager. It's a bit of a... I don't get it. I don't get it. Egg fried roost, there's a good one as well. Oh, God, Vardy, why couldn't you have just scored, mate? Shit in the bed again. You're killing me here, man. My ideal scenario in this game, by the way, is Vardy to score a penalty. That wins me loads of money. Yes, Saeed, Mundo Sporto is the second channel. It's our sister channel. We just don't do Liverpool stuff on here, mate. We do other watch-alongs. We're going to be doing some NFL, some darts, and maybe a bit of UFC and boxing, but just no Liverpool content on here. This is where I try and call things straight down the middle, buddy. I'll be doing the United game on here tomorrow as well. Chilwell. Ball back to Kovacic. Kovacic rolls the ball across. Rudiger. Reece James. Again, well defended by Evans, but a bit of space now on this right hand side. Havertz. He's challenged well. I'll be a Chelsea throw in right hand side. Honestly, that chippy guy, lad, I just can't get that out of my head now. All I'm thinking of myself is I'm twice the size that I actually am. I mean, I'm overweight, but God almighty, that's struck me right to the core of my soul, I'm not going to lie. Are you the chippy dude? Jesus Christ. Oh, I give up, folks. I give up. Kate said these streams are the only structure of my life. Kind of the same for me, Kate. It's difficult to have structure when every day is just rolling into the next and it's just monotony after monotony. But yeah, at least these hopefully brighten all our days up, mine included, and we have a little bit of fun. Rudiger. I like to think I do football commentary in my own unique way. I mean, where else are you going to get tangents about fake taxi and the chippy guy and football commentary? Rudiger. I think Philip Neville and David Beckham could do something big with Inter Miami, class of '92 vibes. I mean, I'm all about the club doing well over there. I think it's a great base to build a football club from in Miami. You've got huge football support over there. I just question maybe if Phil Neville's the right man, but I guess time will tell. Pulisic now on this left channel for Chelsea. Ball behind again. Kovacic rolls the ball back to Thiago Silva. Rudiger. Mount plays a nice little 1-2. Mount, heavy touch, rolls the ball in. The refs pointed to the penalty spot. It will be checked. Johnny Evans is saying I clearly got the ball. It will be looked at by VAR in these decisions, you know. You always have to wait and see. If the referee sees it was a fair challenge, obviously he'll deem it so, but let's have a look. Let's have a... Again, I was a bit distracted there. Let's have a look at this again. Oh, I think that's a penalty, folks. I've got to say, I think it's a penalty. It's right on the edge of the box. I mean, it's one of these... Is it outside or is it inside? But... I mean, there's definite contact there from Johnny Evans. You can see it on the replay. And his foot's just touching the line. I'm saying this is a penalty, folks. I don't know about you, but I'm saying this is... If we're to go off the one that Sheffield United got against us, where the foul continues and his foot's touching the box, to me it looks like his foot is on the box and it's a penalty. I think VAR have agreed. Penalty. Is it a penalty? It's a free kick? What has he done here? Free kick, I think, is it? It's a free kick. Now explain something to me. How can Sheffield United get a penalty against Liverpool for a foul that took place on the line outside the box and finished inside the box, but when it's not Liverpool, it's a fucking free kick outside the box? Somebody explain that to me. Can anyone out there explain that to me? How when it's Liverpool, it's a fucking penalty, and when it's not Liverpool, it's suddenly a foul outside the box? I'm absolutely baffled by that. No consistency whatsoever. It's bullshit. They make up the rules as they go along. Oh my god. There's just no... It's beyond a joke. They literally are making up the rules as they go along. How was that any different to the situation with Sheffield United? Anybody out there? Any non-Liverpool fans maybe got an opinion on this one? Honestly. The even worse thing is I have a few bob on a penalty in the game. Strike over the bar, completely wasted. Mount shits the bed. I'm baffled, ladies and gentlemen. I have to say, I'm absolutely baffled at how we can have a decision in one game on the same area of the pitch and it's a penalty because it carries on inside the box, and in another situation it's given us a free kick on the edge of the box. I'm absolutely baffled. Honestly. His left foot, Pulisic's left foot is on the penalty area. It's on the line, which means he's inside the penalty area. I'm baffled. Leicester got away with one there, I think. I mean, if you're going off how the rules work in football these days, apparently there's one rule against Liverpool and one rule for the rest of the league. It's 2-0 to Leicester City now. Maddison with the goal. Counter attack. Vardy ducks under it. Ball bounces through to Maddison, who tucks it away past the keeper, and it's 2-0 to Leicester City. Good dummy by Vardy there to allow Maddison to score. 2-0 Leicester City. It was a lovely dummy by Vardy, although I think he was looking for a penalty, and Maddison's there to tuck it away. Referee played an advantage for potential handball. It's just good centre forward play by Vardy, leaving it for Maddison, who tucks it away, and it's 2-0 to Leicester City. All to do for Frank Lampard and Chelsea. Took it very well. It's a very tidy finish from Maddison. Let's see if Chelsea can get back into this one. Free kick here to Leicester City. Sorry folks, I'm just venting my anger here on Twitter. I need to express it somehow. Great start is for Leicester anyway. It's all to do for Lampard, who looks like he's going to get the sack eventually. I think it's a matter of if and not when, or when and not if. You're very correct, Reese. Well done for working this out all on your own, buddy. This ain't Anfield Agenda. Well done, mate. It's a whole other channel, buddy, called Mundo Sporto. Second channel, sister channel. Abramovich making calls as we speak, says Ricky. Again, I can't wait to hear the referees or Dermot Gallagher, whoever it is on Sky, talking about why this is different to the Sheffield United one, because of course they'll defend the referee and say that the system is flawless and it's complete and utter horseshit. Every week they're making more and more farcical decisions that just make themselves look compromised, to say the least. Well, that's my take on it anyway. I'm baffled. If you want consistency, then there has to be consistency. That was a penalty for Chelsea, or it was no penalty. It was a penalty for Sheffield, or it was no penalty. The two decisions are the exact same, but yet somehow they come to two different conclusions. Ball in, headed away. It'll be a free kick to Leicester City. I think Tammy Abraham followed through and caught Fofana. Yeah, it's a correct decision there from Craig Pawson. He definitely did leave a little bit on Fofana, to be fair. Kasper Schmeichel, we've got 2 minutes of additional time, folks, at the end of the first half. 2 minutes of additional time. It's been a first half that Leicester will be absolutely delighted with, and rightly so. Some really good work all around the pitch, to be fair, but they've been clinical in that final third. Let's see what Frankie Boy can do second half. I mean, he's got some good options on the bench at his disposal. It's just about trying to find a way to connect between the midfield and the forwards, to be fair, because Tammy Abraham, he hasn't had a sniff, really. Kovacic. He moves the ball across right hand side. Back to Kovacic. He's got Chilwell on the left if he wants him. Referees allow play to go on here. Free kick now to Yuri Tielemans. Half time. Half time, ladies and gents. Let me just stop the clock and we'll have a little chat and see how you guys feel about that. Is there any way back into this for Chelsea, or have Leicester got the 3 points? Which I would say yes. If you're asking me, I can't see a Leicester capitulation. They look like the team that know what their manager wants from. They look like the team that know the system that Brendan Rodgers wants them to play. And Chelsea look like a team of good individuals who don't have a style of football. That's how this is coming across to me in the first half anyway. I can't see the comeback coming. We're on the ad breaks here. So what have you got for me, folks? Chelsea aren't coming back, says Zach. Hey, Craig, absolutely love how do I become a member on Anfield Agenda? There's a link, buddy, underneath any of the stream descriptions if you want to become a member on Anfield Agenda. Or if you're on a stream, just hit the join button. But there is a link. If you go into any of our videos, you'll see a link to how to become a member in the description of the video, buddy. But yeah, love to see you over there and thank you for the support. Who will score for Liverpool against Burnley? Mate, your guess is as good as mine at this point. My preview will be out for that one later on over on Anfield Agenda. But yeah, your guess is as good as mine, pal, as things stand. Leicester in a title race. I was talking about this with I was going to say with Jamie Vardy, with Lee Chappie, in the recent Premier League show here on Mundo Sport, though, and he was fuming because Sky did a piece the other day, and I think they left Leicester City out of the top 4 conversation, let alone the title conversation. So, to me, yes, Leicester City are in a top 4 race. I'm still to be convinced that they will be in a title race, but I mean, either way, top 4 was probably the priority for Leicester, and anything after that should be a bonus, and I'm sure Leicester fans will take it as such. But if they keep picking up points, then yes, we will have to start talking about them in the potential title race. Frankie's last stand. Swear I saw somewhere that Snoop Dogg's joint roll around 50 grand a year. I'm sure I read that as well, Red Hulk. I'm sure I read that somewhere. Tala, how are you, buddy? Said, hey Craig, do you think we could steal Werner for a bargain price? Klopp will get the best out of him. Nah, I think that ship has sailed, mate. He wasn't willing to wait for Liverpool, so he got his move to Chelsea, and so far not being great, but I think he potentially will have a new manager to work with soon enough. Let's be honest, the best thing about this result is it'll shut up the Manx for at least a little bit. Look, you're going to see a huge swing in the top 4, at the top of the top of the league, second, third. There's going to be a lot of to and froing over the coming weeks as teams pick up points, drop points, teams going a bit of a run. Right now, Manchester City are the bookies' favourites, and probably rightly so. I think that's probably a fair observation and reflection of what we've seen so far this season. Manchester City seem to be the only team right now that are putting together some consistency on top of United. I should give them some a fair crack of the whip as well, because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and his Manchester United team have been on a good run lately as well. And from a Liverpool perspective, I take confidence because I don't think we can be much worse than we have been so far this season. But then, we're giving ourselves work to do now. Potentially 4 points behind Manchester City if they win the game in hand. Definitely 3 points behind Leicester. 4 points behind Leicester if Leicester win today. 3 points behind Manchester United. Yes, we do have a game in hand over Leicester, but that's going to be against Burnley on Thursday. So it's a very wide open race this season. And, I can understand fans of up to 5 or 6 clubs really feeling optimistic about the season. What's your top 6 predictions? It's a really tough one, this one, buddy. I'm going to give you the top 6, but I'm not going to put Right, I'll give you the top four and then my second two, but I can't give you the top four in any order because I've honestly got no Scooby-Doo what's going on. So I think you're going to see Liverpool, City, Manchester United, and I feel Spurs will nick that fourth spot. I do. I'm probably being very harsh to Leicester City here, but I just think over the course of the season, I'd like to see Leicester take the fourth spot over Spurs if I'm being honest with you, but I think Spurs might just nick it, and then you're probably going to have Leicester and... God, who do you leave out there? Arsenal? No. Everton? Could Everton do top six realistically? It's so difficult to judge. I mean, maybe Everton. It's a tough one. When you get down below the top five, I think it starts to become guessing game. When does Frank get the sack? Well, there's a lot of talk maybe that it's after this result if it doesn't go his way. Thoughts on Cavani? It's a strange one, isn't it? Because he was available for such a long time and nobody was willing to take the risk on Cavani, and Manchester United decided to pull the trigger. And you look, Manchester United are a club that are financially capable of being able to roll the dice like that and pay somebody like Cavani good wages and a good signing on fee even for a short period of time. And if it doesn't work out, they can take that financial hit. But I think it's fair to say Cavani, we know, is a good, very good footballer, and he's definitely given United another dimension to their attack. So, you know, if you look at it from a United perspective, you're probably saying a signing worth making. Certainly, I think he's had much more of an impact than a Gallo had. Firmino or Cavani? Firmino every day of the week. Just because of everything else that he gives to Liverpool. Now, look, I know Firmino's in bad form. I'll be the first one to admit that. But again, they're incomparable because Cavani is an out-and-out striker. He's a forward. He's a number 9. He's going to bang in a load of goals. But Bobby Firmino is really a central attacking midfielder, maybe even slightly off the left, that's been put into a number 9 position. So, again, I don't think it's comparing apples with apples. I don't think there's really many we can compare with Bobby Firmino that would be a fair comparison. Why not put Mane as a striker? Yes, there's definitely a conversation to be had around playing Mane or Salah through the centre as a striker. Any ideas of who may take over from Lampard? God, it's Allegri's available right now, I think. I mean, obviously Pochettino's the B-Tech too. B-Tech Klopp is available. Obviously, haven't got the sack at PSG. I mean, for me, if I'm a Chelsea fan, I'm not wanting Tuchel to come in, put it that way. Would they go with somebody like Allegri who'd be a steady hand for a few seasons? I don't know. It's a whole lot of not my problem as a Liverpool fan though, but it is going to be interesting to see what happens. Team Calm said, thank you for making content every day, you brighten up my day. Oh, thank you, mate. That really means a lot. It's been a horrible week for me. An absolutely horrible week. My laptop died the other day, so I've got to come up with a 2.5, 3 grand to replace that. The backup PC that I have that I'm using right now has gave me a load of issues today. I wasn't able to record a segment with Leon from Wild Sports. I was booted out of the podcast I was on in the last 10 minutes because for all of a sudden, you know, Chrome decided it didn't like my microphone, so it booted me out of the podcast. And I've been having a nightmare day, folks. It really has. I am glad I was able to get on here and talk to you guys though, because you know it's putting a smile back on my face of what's been just a very tough week. It really has. It's taken its toll on me, definitely. I'm absolutely shattered mentally. People think that this stuff's easy, just sit in front of a screen. No, I've been sitting in front of this computer getting ready since 10 to 6. I've been doing my notes all day for other shows that I have to do. It's a 24/7 thing. You really don't get much of a break. I mean, the break for me is actually the streaming, doing the content. That's the fun part. I nearly quit earlier on this week. It really took its toll on me. I was very close to just packing it in because, you know, between the laptop dying and lots of other stuff, it's just been a tough week. But you got to just keep grinding, don't you? You just can't give in. You got to keep grinding. Who's the most underrated player in the Premier League? Again, Abdul, this is something we touched on in the Premier League show on Mundo Sporto last night. We had myself, Dave, as a party from Talking Wolves, and Lee Chappie, and we asked that very question: who is the most underrated player? Lee thought that Harvey Barnes at Leicester City was somebody who was underrated. There was a great shout in our chat actually about Lamptey, who is a cracking player this season for Brighton. Somebody who I think has a massive future ahead. The only reason he didn't actually make it at Chelsea was because Reece James had got through ahead of him. But there are a few good shouts in the chat of that as well about who is the most underrated player. So I suppose it's open to interpretation and maybe trying to remove your own club bias from it as well. The hard work will be rewarded in the end. That just seems to be Sam. Take 2 steps forward, 1 step back at this point, mate. I mean, I did not see the $3,000 I'm gonna have to spend for a laptop coming up, because you're already just about breaking even on a channel that you spent a lot starting up with investment, and then your laptop dies, man. It's just a kick in the nuts. It really is. So now I'm scrambling around, getting together the money to replace the computer, and even at that, I'm an idiot when it comes to computers. So I don't even really know what I need. That's where Mr. Crosby comes in, though. What have we got? Zach said he was watching yesterday and said Fred. I mean, Fred and McTominay, I think, have been very good for United this season, mate, in their midfield. Fred's definitely massively improved from the form that he had when he first came into United. So, I mean, I think Fred's a good show. I think Fred's fair. Ben White is very underrated. Said Liverpool rules. Let him continue to be underrated, mate, because I'm hoping that Liverpool go and sign him. I really am. So allow him to continue to go under the radar. Red Hulk said a lot of Leicester players are underrated. Yep, that's true. CJ Cunningham said, I hope you can get the computer, Craig. Yeah, I mean, worst case scenario, mate, you know, it's credit union time again, isn't it? Take out another loan, and when you've just fucking finished paying off the last one. It's always the way, isn't it? And yet to come on here and be insulted by people at times for, you know, putting my own money into this to try and make content, because I want to make a career out of it, absolutely. But God, when you see some of the shit that you get and they don't understand the back end of what we do, the other side of it, it isn't all champagne and Skittles, put it that way. Castagna, good shout there from John on, excuse me, as well. Rod, no way am I crowdfunding a laptop, Rod. I mean, I couldn't. Somebody else offered to send us money as well, and some people said to me, do crowdfund it, but it just does not sit right with me. To me, that's begging, and if the channel can't sustain or support itself, it has to go. That's as simple as that. We had our outlay at the start. Myself, Connor, we bought the equipment that we needed, you know, and eventually it took us 2 years. We clawed back that money. But no, never. I'd never accept the money, mate. It's just not something I'd be willing to do. I'd rather pack it in than accept. I don't want to say the word charity, but you know where I'm coming from. It's not me. It's not the way I'd be able. It's not the way I go about things. I'd never be able to look myself in the mirror if I did that. Hey Jake, how are you, mate? Lovely to see you win. Anything less than a win against Burnley and we're out of the title race. I would still say no, we wouldn't be completely out of it, because there's still, 20 games to go or something in the season. But definitely, you know, I'd understand other clubs saying we're out of it. I'm just an eternal optimist, buddy. But, you know, hopefully we won't have to answer that question. Hopefully we do get the 3 points against Burnley. We've got another NDL person in, mate. Look, Nico's a legend. I love Nico, but if you're going to come in, mate, you can't come in on your own and do a raid. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for Nico. It's embarrassing for you, Jack, coming in there with your NDL stuff, mate. What's the point of it? Nico's a legend. I love Nico. Nico's brilliant, but you're just being a dickhead, mate, to be honest with you. So, yeah, you're gone. As you can see, RSH14 correctly booted you out. That's a class chair, whether I get it. A company called Serendipity Furniture, mate, makes custom wingback chairs like this one. So I got this one made obviously in red and white. It's got the liver bird embroidered on it, and it has my surname as well. It's an amazing chair from an amazing family business, and yeah, I'm very pleased to have it. It's something I'll treasure for the rest of my life. Andrew Joel said, you're doing amazing, mate. Thank you, buddy. I really appreciate that. I mean, I enjoy it. I just enjoy coming on here and talking to people, pal, and I am who I am. Some people like me, some people don't like me, and that's okay. What I do wonder, though, is when people don't like you, I often wonder, like, why would you obsess and comment on stuff you don't like? Like, if I don't like a particular channel or content provider, I'd just stay clear. I just wouldn't watch, and, you know, I'd go about my own business and do my own thing. But some people really just, you know, they say they hate you, and yet every time you post or every time you do a video, there they are watching, commenting. You wonder, is it hate, or sometimes is it a little bit of jealousy perhaps because they're shit and you're not? I don't know. I mean, I think I'm a bit natural at this because I like to talk, and this comes easy to me because I don't feel embarrassed about anything. I don't have an embarrassment gene, shall we say? So comes easy to me. And I still, as I've always said, I don't know why people watch anything that I have to do or say, but I really appreciate it. Anyway, we're underway in the second half here at the King Power. 2-0 to Leicester City. It's all to do for Frank Lampard and Chelsea. Let's see what they can do in the second half. Rudiger now pulls the ball down out of the air and goes back to his keeper. Back out left hand side to Ben Chilwell. Chilwell launches it up the line. And it just about goes out. It'll be a Chelsea throw in left hand side. Ignore the haters and keep grinding. Buddy, I know I've only come to some people's attention in the past few months, but I've been grinding at this along with Connor for 2.5 years now, maybe a little bit longer. And it's a hard old grind, mate, at times. Sometimes it can be the best feeling in the world doing this. Sometimes on a day like today when everything that can possibly go wrong for you happens, it's a real kick in the nuts. But, you know, I'm not somebody that usually quits, so I'll keep pushing away. I'm doing this to make my family a better life. It's as simple as that. What have we got here? Havertz tries the ball across, intercepted. Armando, thank you very much, mate, for the super chat. You're very generous. Really appreciate that, pal. Thank you. Hope you can put this towards your new laptop, mate. You're very kind. Thank you, sir. Really appreciate that. And lots of love to you. I guess you're in America by the $, mate. But yeah, lots of love to you. And do you know what's really weird, actually? Tomorrow, obviously, is the inauguration of Joe Biden as the American president. It's also my son Lucas's 9th birthday. So, you know, he'll always remember his 9th birthday because it's the day that Joe Biden will be inaugurated. So, bit of fun on that one tomorrow. The little lad knows it as well. Anyway, Chelsea have it now. Thiago Silva. Kovacic, ball out right hand side. Reece James pulls it back in. Rudiger. Kovacic. He goes out right hand side. You'd imagine that Leicester City will say compact in this second half. Give Chelsea the wide areas, try and block the crosses, and just try and soak up some pressure and hit them on the counter attack with the pace they have with the ball over the top to Vardy. Thank you, Owen, for saying happy birthday to my little dude, and Danny Dog as well, and Leo, and anybody else who's putting into the chat. Appreciate that. Kate as well, and Brian, of course, and Connor Feeney. Thank you all. You're very kind. And Elijah John and Paddy. Thank you. Throw in here, right hand side. Reece James throws it in. Flick behind. That'll go all the way behind for a Leicester City goal kick. Letter A with some Arabic that I'm afraid I don't understand, mate, so I can't call out your name, but thank you so much for the kind words as well. And Scary Ninja, you're all legends. You know we love each and every one of you guys. Thank you as always for being with us. Again, if you are enjoying the stream though, ladies and gents, do me one little favour, hit that like button, subscribe as well if you haven't done so. We'll be here tomorrow night as well for the Fulham game against Manchester United, which I'll be an eager viewer of, obviously hoping Fulham can do us a favour. But you know, one thing I will say about Fulham actually is that Parker certainly got them going in the right direction. I mean, they're night and day from when I first seen them this season. He's done a good job there with Fulham. I just don't think he has the personnel to stay up. I hope I'm proved wrong though, because you know I admire what they've got going on there. Barnes, ball into the box. It's cleared by Thiago Silva. Chelsea now trying to counter, but they've been dispossessed. Barnes moves it back out again, left hand side to James, or to Justin, excuse me. Maddison. Tielemans goes out right hand side now. Cross comes in. It's over everybody's head. Headed down. Oh, I thought that was in. From Justin. He headed the ball. The net rattled, but it was the side of the net, just the wrong side of the post. Again though, Leicester City shown that this Chelsea defence can be gotten at. It's a nice deep ball to the far post. Thought that was in when he first headed it. Thank you, Ricky, as well. You should take today off tomorrow and spend it with your kid. I can't, mate. I can't afford to. I need to stream because, you know. Oh, Abraham, good defendant. I need to stream because stream makes revenue. Revenue buys laptops. So even on my son's birthday, I'm gonna have to stream, mate, because it's, you know, I have to grind to get this laptop money, or I have to quit. This is one way or the other. So I have to stream even on my son's birthday. But I will, of course, spend time with my little dude tomorrow. Do I know Mark Goldberg? Yes, Mark's a good friend of mine, mate. Ball in. Headed down, straight at Kasper Schmeichel though. Again, Tammy Abraham gets on the end of a corner, directs it towards goal, but it's straight at Kasper Schmeichel. Yeah, we did a video actually together during the week United Extra. A preview ahead of the game, myself and Mark. It's up on the Anfield Agenda channel. Will you stream United versus Fulham? Yes, we'll be on here tomorrow, buddy, doing the stream of that one. And then on Wednesday, or Thursday, of course, we'll be on Anfield Agenda doing the Reds game against Burnley. Mount, Abraham, good defendant. Indeed, he plays it out. Chelsea, or excuse me, Leicester with a chance to counter here. Again, good work through midfield. That'll be a yellow card for Mateo Kovacic for a foul stopping the counter attack. Craig Pawson quickly goes to his pocket, and that's the Chelsea number 17 in the book. Do you think Sarr will be bought by Watford, sell Origi? I think that the reason that we stayed away from Sarr the last time was that Watford obviously wanted all the money. I think it was 45 million, if my memory's correct, in one go, and Liverpool just hadn't got the dough at that point. So yeah, I'm surprised to see him still at Watford actually, but I don't see him being linked as an Origi replacement. Excuse me. You know, I think there's something big in the works for the summer, though. I still don't know what that big thing is, but, you know, time will tell. Leo Gold, thank you, mate, for the super chat. Said, hope this helps your week. 21 is coming up to United. Not arrogant, just better. And happy birthday, Lucas, again. You're very kind, mate. And look, 21 might be incoming. 20 might be incoming. Or Manchester City. I don't even know what the number would be for them, but I'm sure it's nowhere near the 20 and the 21s, buddy. Eat more bread. You're trying to be funny, Matthew. There are some really horrible little cunts in the chat, aren't there? I mean, whatever, mate. Eat more bread. Whatever. Troll more channels. Ball in. It's up in the air. Monty saves it. Honestly, don't know why so many people need to be such dickheads. Eat more bread. Imagine if I was a woman getting fat shamed all the time like I get. Imagine the abuse. It wouldn't last 2 minutes. But because I'm me, I'm allowed to be just called a fat cunt over and over again. And that's sound, apparently. Rudiger, you do need a thick skin to do this, though. Kovacic. Across left-hand side. Thiago Silva. Pulisic, he cuts back in, rolls it across. Kovacic, there's space on the right, he manages to get it out. Reece James, ball into the box. Headed behind, that'll be a Chelsea corner. Good defender from Fofana. He's been a good addition, hasn't he, to that Leicester City team. Addison, you live half an hour from the Leicester ground. Nice one, mate. Harvey Barnes was linked, actually, George, with Liverpool at one point. Ball in from Chelsea. Ooh. There was a couple of appeals in there. I'm not quite sure what for. It did eventually go off somebody and Kasper Schmeichel saved it. Let's have a look at the replay. I think it came off Reece James. I think he kind of just chested it towards goal. Yeah, I think it just came off his midriff and just came straight through to Kasper Schmeichel. I think the guy's just saying, and he's, you know, Matthew's just saying he copy and pasted the wrong thing. No worries, Matthew, mate. It's all good, buddy. Again, good work here from Chelsea. Oh, Leicester, 3-0. Flag's up, though, I think. I think the flag's up. Yeah, Lionel has the flag up. It will, of course, go to VAR. Albright was the one who put the ball in the net, but He seems to believe he was offside by the looks of it. So let's check this out anyway. Ball comes into the box. Some good work by Harvey Barnes. Yeah, that's correct decision from the linesman. They were both in an offside position. Good spot from the linesman. It'll be a free kick to Chelsea. The goals, Louis, were scored by... the second one was James Maddison. The first one was Wilfred Ndidi. That's alright, Matthew. Shit happens, pal. It's all good. And thanks for clearing that up anyway, because at least there wasn't one more person calling me a fat fucker, mate. So, all good. Nothing to worry about, Matthew. Thanks for clearing it up, pal. Craig, for the Fulham stream, can Lucas be next to you and watch the game? He's not a massive football fan, mate. And if you think I swear, I mean, he'd probably swear more than me, to be honest. Ball back for Mason Mount. James. Ball back again to Rudiger. He rolls it across to Thiago Silva. Do I think Thiago's better than Bruno? I don't know if it's a fair comparison. Again, it's far too early to say. I mean, I think that he's a better footballer, but it's often about players and systems and who benefits their team the most. So look, there's no denying that Bruno Fernandes has been an amazing addition to Manchester United, and we're yet to really see the full impact of Thiago at Liverpool. So, you know, hopefully. Mason Mount, Reece James. I don't really get like the Liverpool fans that just call him Penandes. I mean, yes, he scores penalties, but so does Salah. There's a lot more to Bruno Fernandes' game than just taking penalties, though. I always find that a bit of a cheap shot, but look, it's part of the banter, isn't it? Pulisic again, ball given away. Leicester have a chance to counter-attack. Maddison plays it out right hand side to Jamie Vardy. Vardy looking for support, cuts inside. Rolls a nice ball into the channel to Yuri Tielemans. Tielemans with a strike, saved by the Leicester, or for the Chelsea keeper with his feet. It's back now with James Maddison. He plays it out off Reece James. That'll be a throw into Leicester City. It's not really a boring game. It's actually a decent watch, this one. Hey Kyle, how are you, mate? Welcome in. Yeah, Zach, look, if that annoys you, mate, imagine how Liverpool fans feel about Liverpool when literally every decision this season seems to go against us. So I understand why it would annoy you. But I think stuff like that is just people who are lazy and don't really, you know, we can hate each other's clubs and still show some respect, if you get what I'm going. Like, on match day, it's war. But outside of that, I always try to just give an honest assessment of stuff that I see. And sometimes, yeah, I say stuff to take the piss and wind people up. But, you know, all in all, I just try and give a fair assessment when I'm asked a question. How's the officiating in this game? Ewan, don't get me started, mate. Do not get me started on the officiating. There was a penalty incident earlier on, pal, that, you know, sums up the season for me. Reece James now. Cross deep to the far post. Head it down. Fofana gets it away for Leicester City. I think this is being brought back again for a foul here by Jamie Vardy. Literally just told the ref to fuck off as well. Kevin, I hope you're right about the title race being one of the closest ever with Liverpool coming on top. That's the important part there for me, buddy. I hope so. Chelsea really pushing forward in the second half, but yet to really penetrate the Leicester City defence. Pulisic now. Was that a sloppy pass? Yeah, I think he's given it to Leicester City. Thoughts on Spurs being fifth, not being consistent. Look, if they can keep Kane fit, Son fit, and get anything at a bail with the squad that they have, and I think Højbjerg, by the way, for Spurs, I keep saying this, has been one of the signings of the summer for me. I think they'll be all right. I think that they might. It's between themselves and Leicester, I think, for that final Champions League spot, and I think it'll come down to whether Harry Kane has his injury break that he usually has at the second half of the season. If he can keep him fit, you know, they'll be right up there pushing for Champions League spots. Good switch by Reece James across left-hand side. Chilwell brings it down. Second half possession, 72% possession to Chelsea, but, you know, that's not worth anything. It's all only about the scoreboard. Thiago fires the ball to the back post. Castagna does well, clears that. Thiago gets in there ahead of Jamie Vardy, but heads it out for a Leicester City throw-in. Matthew said, Anfield Agenda up there with the top fan channels. Thank you, mate. That means a lot to us. Hopefully we hit the 100k someday, mate. If you're enjoying the stream of Undersported, though, folks, again, please do hit that subscribe button. Drop a like on the video as well. We've just gone over 7,000 subscribers recently on here, which is great for a channel that's only really been putting out content for a couple of months. Do you reckon Chelsea could get top four? Not with Lampard. Not the way things are looking, no. They have the personnel that they should absolutely be getting top four, but, you know, with a lot of new additions, it takes a lot of time, and you want a coach who's able to knit those players together, and it doesn't look like at this moment in time Lampard's able to do that. Ball back now with Evans. Gives it out to Justin, back to Evans. He goes back to Kasper Schmeichel. Pressure comes on from Abraham. Schmeichel goes out right hand side. It's just about kept in play. Oh, it's Chelsea or Leicester City trying to do some good work down that right hand side, but eventually Ben Chilwell gets it back to his goalkeeper. Rudiger now, again, just trying to urge those Chelsea players to push further up the pitch. I mean, if Chelsea pull one back now, it'll be, or even with 15 to go, it'll be an interesting end to the game. They always say 2-0 is a dangerous lead to have, which, you know, sounds mad because I'd absolutely always want to have a couple of goal lead. But, you know, one goal in this for Chelsea and it'll be a very interesting end. Luke Shaw or Ben Chilwell? It's a good question. I mean, I rate Luke Shaw. I do. I think he's a very good defender. And again, I would say it's maybe one for which system suits a particular fullback. I always find it very difficult to compare players at different teams that play different ways. So, two good fullbacks though. So I'm sitting on the fence completely is the answer, mate. 28 minutes to go here. Rudiger, James. Again, you look at the bench for Chelsea and there'll be no shortage of options there for Frank Lampard. Callum Hudson-Odoi now, right hand side into Tammy Abrahams. Good tackle. Harvey Barnes now rolls the ball into Vardy in this left channel. He's just waiting for support. That's a bad pass from Jamie Vardy. Allows Chelsea now to counter attack. Johnny Evans is there to win it back. Wilfred Ndidi now. Tielemans. Leicester City work it out on this right hand side. Another goal in this game will obviously be a killer. If Leicester score, it's game over. Hey Carl, thank you very much for the super chat, mate. And I will indeed check. And you're always a legend, mate. You know that. Thank you. And I hope Julie and yourself are keeping well. Maddison. Evans kind of shits the bed with that attempted ball. Puts it straight out for a Chelsea throw-in. Would I have Vardy at Liverpool? Not now, because he's 34, I think. Here comes Werner getting ready to come on. But again, for Jamie Vardy, you got to love the lad's story. I mean, to go from Fleetwood, I think it was, non-league, right through to playing for your country, winning the Premier League with Chelsea or with Leicester City, it's just a lovely story. This is a great story for people to look at and just never give up, like. Thiago Silva, ball back again. Oh, Mondi with a heavy touch, but he gets away with it. Works it out left hand side now to Ben Chilwell. How far do we think Liverpool will go in the Champions League? I think we'll get past Leipzig. I'm very confident about that. With all due respect to Leipzig, who under Nagelsmann are a good side. I just don't think they have the firepower to hurt us enough. So after that, it's kind of look at the draw, buddy. I mean, it's a very open competition. I think you could probably find 4, 5, 6 clubs there with a genuine chance of winning it. So I guess the draw will Let us know if we get past the round of 16. I'm alright, thank you, Lace. How are you? Vardy there doing, again, good work for Leicester City, winning a free kick just inside his own half to take some of the sting out of this Chelsea attack. What player would I take from Leicester? Probably Harvey Barnes at this moment in time. I do like Harvey Barnes. I like the way he's developing. I'm a sucker for a player that runs at defenders, mate, and has pace. So probably Harvey Barnes. You're predicting what? Us to go through, Paddy, 4-1 on aggregate? I'll take that, mate, if that's on offer. It's always nice to have the second leg at home as well in the Champions League, albeit without the crowd. It's still home. Kovacic. Chilwell makes a run down this left-hand side. Finds him. Chilwell. He's forced back. He's waiting for support. 25 to go here. Lampard going to start emptying his bench soon and bringing on every attacker at his disposal. Kovacic. Rudiger. Works it out right-hand side again to James. Cross comes in. Easy for Johnny Evans to clear, but only as far as Callum Hudson-Odoi. He goes back to Antonio Rudiger. Again, Leicester City have defended very well in this second half. Look at this. Every time Chelsea try and penetrate that 18-yard box, Leicester just forcing them back out of it. Very good press, very good system. Chilwell again in this left channel, nothing on, so he goes back again to Kovacic. Kovacic switches play across right hand side. Callum Hudson-Odoi again. Tries to go around the outside of Justin. Clips in across. Too easy for Kasper Schmeichel. Am I going to watch the McGregor fight? Absolutely, mate. Absolutely, I'll be watching it. Don't know if I'll be streaming it or not, as in doing a watch along, but I'll definitely be watching it. Throw into Chelsea, right hand side. Leicester tried to play their way forward, but it took a touch and it goes out. Rabadan, thank you for the super chat, buddy. Said Frank is the worst manager relative to money spent. Well, he's bringing on two players now, buddy, in Ziyech and Werner. And let's see, he's taken off Callum Hudson-Odoi. And I agree, mate. They've spent an awful lot of money, and to try and knit those players together, you really, in my opinion, you'd want an experienced manager there. I think it was a huge gamble that isn't paying off yet. Werner on, Ziyech on, Hudson-Odoi is off, and I'm yet to see who the second player was, so bear with me 1 second. It's not Tammy Abraham anyway. Anybody spot who it was, the other player that went off? The fight Ewan's on Saturday night, mate. Well, Saturday night into Sunday morning. Are Chelsea or Leicester this good, or are Chelsea making them look this good? Leicester playing very well. I mean, Leicester are a team here that you can see every single player there knows their job, knows what the manager wants from them, and knows the system. So I would say I'd give the credit to Leicester, to be honest. Havertz has been taken off, has he? Let me just double check that with the old app. I think he could be right, and Havertz has been redundant in the game anyway. The rain's really pouring down now, by the way, at the King Power. Evans, nice ball through midfield again to Tielemans. Tielemans, a lovely little ball in behind now. Maddison has a run. Vardy gives him an option, but Maddison can't find him, and it goes through to Mondi. Again, you wonder how long Vardy has in him, because he did come out of the last game with a little knock, if you remember. I think it was his hamstring, so you wonder, will Brendan Rodgers think job done here with maybe 10 to go and bring on Iheanacho or something? Or maybe even another midfielder and push Maddison a bit further forward. Thoughts on Ham and Santiago slows the game down? I just think it's a matter of Thiago and the players getting used to each other and getting used to the timings and getting on the same wavelength and getting used to the runs. And it's also important for Liverpool players not to just look at Thiago as the only option, to just think, I'll give it to him. I call it the Felipe Coutinho syndrome. Once upon a time, we just kept giving the ball to Phil and hoping he'd do something. I just think with Thiago, I don't think he slows it down too much. I think it's a fact that we just don't have the midfielders around them that we should have because they're back playing centre back. Abraham thought he was through on goal there, but the assistant referee has her flag up and it's brought back for an offside. If you were Southgate, would you take Mount or Maddison? I'd probably edge Maddison, to be honest with you, over Mason Mount. But I mean, Grealish has really won that little battle of the three of them, hasn't he, to be fair? Again, 20 minutes to go here. Still 2-0 to Leicester City. Free kick to Leicester deep inside their own half, which will be taken by Mr. 401 appearances himself, Kasper Schmeichel. What an achievement that is for him as well. 400 appearances at Leicester City. Will go down there as a club legend, no doubt, and rightly so. Club captain as well, and a proper good lad. It is mad to see how much possession Chelsea have had in the second half without really being able to do anything with it, which is kind of shambolic when you think of the attacking talent that they have at their disposal. I mean, I'm not trying to be harsh on Chelsea here. Again, I'm just calling things as I see them. I can't really think of maybe one or two times that Kasper Schmeichel's been called into like real action. A couple of headers straight at him, but other than that, I think I can think of maybe one that he had to tip behind. Craig, what do you think of these fans that claim they support the club without watching a game or knowing the players? I mean, look, to be fair, hang on one second here. Goal kick to Leicester, sorry. Look, it's a weird situation because everybody has the right to say or support a club in any way that they want. So, whereas there can be people like me who are hardcore and, you know, watch a lot of football and, you know, I've been around the game 30 years, then you've also got new fans who, you know, might not know much about it. That looked like a penalty to me, by the way. Might not know much about it, but, you know, are new to the sport and, you know, we've got to welcome them in and try and educate them as much as we can as well. I just don't get the hatred around football world at times and the constant need and want to undermine each other. I think we should be trying to lift each other up and support each other. And educate each other, of course, as well. I mean, as an example, I'm new to NFL. This year is my first year really watching NFL. And I love it. I've really grown to love the sport. But I imagine if I was to go on and do, you know, an NFL show with a seasoned NFL fan, you know, they'd probably and look at me as a bit wet behind the ears, you know, still learning the sport. James with the throw in. Again, the clock's a ticking here against Chelsea. Rudiger across to Thiago Silva. Do you think we'll beat United? What do you think of Alisson's performance? Alisson's always great, mate. Love the lad. I'm intrigued to see what team Klopp goes with. And again, I'm intrigued to see what team Solskjaer goes with for the FA Cup game. How seriously they both treat it. Do I watch the NBA? No, I don't. Not at this moment in time, but, you know, you never know. The more time I get, the more stuff I get to watch and do watch-alongs of, maybe, but not at this moment in time, mate. I did back in the day, though, back in the golden era of Jordan and Larry Bird and players like that. I was watching NBA when I was younger, but not at this particular time. Danny Crotch said Leicester have been brilliant away and Rodgers has grown as a manager. He has, definitely, mate, and they're building something very good here at Leicester. Again, just needless, cheap free kick given away there. Probably out of frustration from Reece James. What time's the Liverpool video out at? Well, I've got to record it. So probably, I'd say it'll be close to midnight, mate, by the time it comes out. It's been a day from hell. I've been playing catch up all day, to be fair. I've got to record a birthday message to somebody as well that I promised to do. So, yeah, busy. Even when I finish this, my night won't be over. I still have another couple of hours worth of work to do. Maddison. That should be a free kick. It is a free kick. He was fouled by Mason Mount. Free kick to Leicester City. Jota about 2 weeks away, I think, mate. About 2 weeks, Kai, from what I believe. Johnny Evans over the free kick here for Leicester. Looks like they're on their way to a very good 3 points indeed. That'll cement their place right up there in the top four. I don't know how high this will push them up the league, actually. You know, they will have played, I think, a game extra over Manchester United. Is YouTube your full-time job? Not at all. Jesus, mate, I wish. No. No, I'm a carer, mate, and as I said before, I have disability. That's the only payment that I have, mate, is a disability allowance. So yeah, no, I'm far from loaded, mate. As I said, no, it isn't my full. And maybe someday I hope that I can make my family's life better and make this a full-time gig, but it isn't for me at the minute. I'm nowhere near big enough, mate. Leicester are second, nice. If they win this, fair play to them. About to make a double substitution now. Iosi Perez coming on, and I think it's the return of the right back. James Maddison coming off now for Iosi Perez for the last few minutes. And I think Ricardo Pereira is about to come on, I think. What are my thoughts on Ndombele? It's a good example, as Mourinho said himself, mate, of a player listening to the fact that the manager thinks he's not working hard enough, knuckling down and forcing his way back into the team. And I think it's, Ndombele has shown that there are opportunities to turn things around at a club if it's not going well for you. Would I have Rodgers back at Liverpool in the future? No, but only, Bradley, because I don't believe in going back and stuff like that. I mean, if you had your time at the club once, the second time, I think studies have shown it doesn't really work second time round. I'm sure I read a study about that somewhere that somebody did. Perez anyway now here for Leicester City. Free kick. Werner's complaining. Cry, Timo, cry, mate. I mean, you picked Chelsea. How does it feel now, buddy? Thank you, David. You're very kind. Hopefully I'll be able to keep it up, mate. I mean, as I said to you earlier on, very close to quitting this week. Free kick, Kasper Schmeichel. Deep inside his own half. Do I rate Fred? He's certainly... somebody asked me this earlier on, Anthony, and well, that's not your real name, obviously, but he's having a very good season. Himself and McTominay have certainly improved and given a very good base to that United midfield. The workhorses of the midfield. So yes, Fred has improved, and he's certainly a better player than when he first came to United. Did for Jose at Chelsea. I'm not saying it's never worked, mate. I mean, there are obviously going to be examples of people who've gone back and it has worked, but there are also many examples of people who've gone back and it hasn't. So, yeah, there will, of course, be exceptions to anything. 13 minutes here to go with the King Power, and again, as much possession as Chelsea have had in the second half, they've been pretty toothless. Throw in taken, and Ndidi. Ball given away. Chelsea now trying to counter-attack. Abraham. They switch the ball across. Chilwell gives chase. Who'll get there first? It's the Leicester City left back. Iosi Perez now gets his head up, trying to pick out Jamie Vardy. Chelsea now have it back and they try and counter-attack. Game's starting to get a bit stretched, but again, fucking useless in attack going forward. For all the talent they have out there, it's just been terrible from Chelsea going forward. Again, look at that. Even Werner's touch is shocking. Rudiger wins it back. Reece James now on that right hand channel for Chelsea as they pour forward. Clock's defo against them now. He's forced to turn back. Indeed, he was there. Again, Chelsea just look like a team that just don't really have... I would want to say a soul, but I think that's probably the wrong word for what I'm trying to express myself with. They just don't know their jobs. Just seems like a whole collection of individuals that are very good footballers but don't really have a plan. Again, Rudiger tries the ball over the top, but there's nobody there, and it goes all the way through to Kasper Schmeichel. Oh, I'd agree. Pulisic is by far, to me, Chelsea's best player, and I still regret the fact that he isn't a Liverpool player. I would have loved to see him playing for us. As I said earlier, I'm a sucker for anybody who gets their head down and runs at defenders. Always have a soft spot for players like that. Indeedy. Tielemans. Again, Leicester City go back to the keeper. 10 minutes to go with the King Power. Still 2 goals to the good. Definitely not gel, Joanne. Yep, totally agree with you on that one. It's a massive task to ask them to, though. Again, ball in behind looking for Vardy. Oh, fuck you, Vardy. I swear to God, every time I put money on Vardy, he shits the bed. Oh, Pulisic. It was a nice ball to pick him out as well. Good work by Jamie Vardy. Tries to turn Rudiger inside out, but it was a little bit too slippy and he couldn't get the second touch and allowed the Chelsea keeper to come and take the ball off him. Reece James. Okay, looking for Werner, but too easy to intercept that. Leicester City play it at left-hand side here to Jose Perez. He goes past his man too easily as well. Justin now rolls the ball in behind. Put out by Reece James, and that'll be a corner to Leicester City. Good night, mate. Thanks for popping in. Chat to you soon. Darren says Leicester are in the title race. Mate, look, this is a good performance and it'll certainly stamp themselves into that title race, or at least into that top 4 race. I think we all have to admit it as well, Paddy. You're right, mate. Tielemans now, the corner for Leicester City. Ball in. Headed away. Second ball back in by Ndidi. Again, it's hooked away by Kovacic. Just when Chelsea thought they were going to have a counter, Leicester have won it back. Jose Perez has it now on that right hand side. Up against Mason Mount. Good little battle this one. And it goes out for a Leicester City throw-in. Yeah, Fofana Graham looks like a very good player, mate. I was talking to Lee Chappie about this the other day, and he reckons he's probably one of the signings of the summer, or at least one of the most underrated players, I should say. I can't even remember when he was signed, to be fair, but I'm assuming it was recently. Thank you, David, mate. Really appreciate that. You've got some great guests lined up over the next couple of weeks. I'll be talking with Jack Mate over on Anfield Agenda. I think I'm recording with Jack next Tuesday. Really looking forward to that. It's going to act as both an interview with Jack Mate, of course, somebody who I very much respect, and it'll act as a bit of a preview to the West Ham game as well, Jack being a massive West Ham fan. So keep an eye for that coming out on Anfield Agenda next week. It's going to be great to finally get a chance to chat with Jack Mate, somebody who I really like his work. I think he's very funny and I love what he does. The Happy Hour is a fantastic podcast as well. Tielemans now. Free kick right hand side for Leicester City. Ball in. It's flicked on. Goes deep to the far post. Harvey Barnes has it. He brings it down. Up against Tammy Abraham. Ziyech wins it back for Chelsea, who just about played out but then give it straight to Johnny Evans. Ziyech now right channel for Chelsea. Tries an outside of the foot pass, doesn't come off. Gets it back, gives it infield to Kovacic. Kovacic gets the throw in. Yes, Ricky, once. Pulisic, again, that's a free kick to Chelsea, edge of the box. It'll be a yellow card for Fofana. Who do I think deserves to be sacked more, Bruce or Lampard? Lampard, 100%. Bruce didn't have anywhere near the money to spend. Can I tell Jack, mate, you're a big fan? I don't really think I can, mate, to be fair. It'd be a bit cringy of me to start saying that. Um, I hope you understand where I'm coming from. I don't mean to be rude. Anyway, free kick, Chelsea. They're taking their damn time over it. You'd imagine they were in the lead. They've got 5 minutes to go and they're 2-0 down. Eventually the free kick's taken and they've scored. Offside flags up though. Offside flags up. The ball was put in the net by Werner, but the flag's up for offside. Correctly by the looks of it. Shocking from Werner now holding the line there. It will of course be checked, and you know you can see from that angle there anyway that they're showing that he looks to be offside. Although you can never tell with VAR these days. Yeah, that's offside. I don't know why you need to check it a second time. It's offside. Hurry up. Should have waited for that call from Kloppo, Timo. You shit the bed there, pal. Ziyech plays it off the referee. That'll come back. It'll be a Chelsea ball. Referee drops it to Kovacic. Rudiger. Right side to James. Perez keeps it in on that right side for Leicester. That'll go for a throw into them. 3 minutes to go with the King Power. Looks like Leicester City have the 3 points wrapped up. Great performance from Brendan Rodgers' men. And of course, Jamie Vardy's going to get subbed off now just to make sure that I've absolutely no chance of winning a bet. Good man, Jamie. That's another one you've lost me, pal. Just as I said. Everything's letting me down this week, mate. Everything. Laptop packs up. Everything. Anything that can go wrong for me went wrong this week, man. It's been a nightmare week. Barnes. Well defended by Reece James. Back to Mendy. He launches it long upfield. Harvey Barnes again. Again, they try the 1-2. It doesn't come off. Ziyech is back there. He gives it straight back to Leicester. Comical stuff. Ndidi. To Perez. Perez floats it out right hand side now. To Castagna. Back to Tielemans. Again, nice play this from Leicester. Ball rolled across. Breaks on the edge of the box, but it breaks to Johnny Evans. He goes out wide left. James Justin. Has a go with Ziyech. Breaks into the penalty area. Well, he gets brought down before he breaks into the penalty area 2 or 3 yards outside the box. Another free kick to Leicester. Chelsea look like they have a bit of a, what I like to call, drippy lip syndrome. But all credit to Leicester City. Very good 3 points for them. Congratulations on the win. We still have a minute plus injury time to go, but unless something miraculous happens here, it's a very well earned 3 points for Brendan Rodgers and Leicester City. Ziyech picks up a yellow there as well. Probably the only fucking thing he's done since he's come on. Tielemans over the free kick. cleared by Chelsea. It'll be coming straight back at them though. Fofana plays out right hand side. Castagna switches the ball across. Reece James does well though, but the ball goes straight out for another Leicester City throw-in. Clock ticks towards 90 minutes. We'll wait and see what the fourth official puts up on the board. Lee Chappie will be very happy, and rightly so. Again, Lee will have a reaction show. Make sure you go over and check out Lee's channel. Massive Leicester City fan. Three minutes of additional time added on here. The King Power. 3 minutes. Kasper Schmeichel just playing around with the ball at his feet. Out to Johnny Evans. Don't forget, tomorrow, folks, I'll be here for a watch-along of Fulham's game against Manchester United. So if you've enjoyed tonight's stream, make sure to tune in tomorrow. Drop a like on the video. Hit that subscribe button as well. And I hope to see you guys over on Anfield Agenda. Of course, if you're Liverpool fans. One minute of the additional 3 have been played. And yeah, it's one of these games where Chelsea look like they could be here for a month and not score. Rudiger. Thiago Silva. Kovacic. Does well to keep the ball, but again, there's 90 seconds to go and they're still not penetrating that Leicester City penalty area. Ziyech tries the ball into the box. Easy enough for Johnny Evans to clear. Back to Thiago Silva. Mateo Kovacic. Pulisic now. A little bit of an overhit from him. Ziyech now. Again, that would drive me mad. If I'm a Chelsea fan, why didn't Ziyech hit that in his right foot? I mean, it does me a head in with Salah at times. But look at this. Look at how clear he is on goal here. Bang, hit that with your right foot, pal. But no, turns back into traffic. It's just silliness from Ziyech. Turns back into traffic where there's 3 players when he's got the whole of his right foot to just smack through that. Harvey Barnes. Got 30 seconds of time left in this one. Ndidi. Tielemans. Tries to switch out. Good tackle that. From Ziyech. He rolls it into the right channel. Mason Mount now. Werner gets a lucky ricochet. Good challenge from Johnny Evans though. We've got 5 seconds to go. Ndidi. Leicester City will surely just keep this ball till the clock ticks, which it has, to 93 minutes. Referee puts the whistle to his lips. A very good and deserved 3 points for Brendan Rodgers and Leicester City. Congratulations to them on the win. It was thoroughly deserved. They were the better side by far. I will chat to you guys tomorrow. I'll be back here for Fulham against Manchester United. Really appreciate you tuning in as always. Lots of love to you all, folks, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.